Hey guys, welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. If you do like this content, please hit that subscribe button. That always encourages me to do more videos. And if you have other ideas, some content you would like me to address, please put it in the comments too, and I'll try to watch that and give you my thoughts. Today I wanted to give you a few thoughts on last weekend's wildcard weekend in the NFL and this week's divisional rounds. So, starting with last weekend, what do you really think about having the extra playoff games? Normally we would have 4 wildcard games. Seeds 1 and 2 would get bye weeks this year, and I think it started last year too. Only the number 1 seeds get a bye week. So you have 6 playoff games. Do you like 6 versus 4? Now, you might like 6 because, hey, more football is more football. Sweet. Okay. Or did some of the blowouts, 4 of the 6 games were blowouts. I would say only 2 games were one score. So you really only had 2 competitive football games. Do you like football, or do you think, this isn't really what we wanted? I mean, blowout games are interesting for only like the first half, and then the game was over. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. I really don't think the playoffs are going to go back to just 6 teams with 4 wildcard games, because it's all about the money. And the NFL, NBA, NHL, basically every sport added playoff rounds, games, teams, so that they could recoup lost money in the COVID year, right? All those games that had no fans in the stadium, it just really hurt the revenue, obviously. And so the owners are like, we need to make money. So yeah, you get an extra week this year of games, week 17 overall, which was week 18, but 17 games. And now you get an extra 2 extra playoff games. Money, money, money. Money drives everything. The owners want money, the players want money. So it is what it is. I don't think it's going away. And whether it's good football or not, I'm not really sure it matters, because people watch football anyways. I mean, honestly, people watch preseason football. So they're going to watch playoff football too. So I haven't seen any ratings for the wild card weekend, but I don't think it really matters, because you know what? People are going to watch the NFL in some capacity anyways. So thinking past, should there be the games, let's talk about the games a little bit. Like I said, 4 blowouts. Obviously, Tampa Bay blew out Philly. Buffalo blew out New England. LA blew out good old Arizona. And the last one, Kansas City destroyed Pittsburgh. So there are your 4 blowouts. The 2 games that were interesting, I would say, were, of course, San Francisco and Dallas. And then, of course, you had Cincinnati and Oakland. Las Vegas. Going to keep calling them Oakland for a little while. Obviously, Cincinnati lost versus Las Vegas. A good game. Fun, exciting. But I really want to just give a few thoughts on the Dallas-San Francisco game. It's not like I'm like the only person that thinks this, but both teams basically tried to give away that game, and only one did. Dallas. In perfect Dallas form, right? They take 13 to 14 penalties. They blame the loss on the refs. Take some ownership. You know what? Hand the ball to the ref. Don't hand it to the center, Dak Prescott. And you know what? You need to know those rules. But don't look past San Francisco, who really tried to give away the game. Jimmy G with that terrible interception that set up the touchdown to bring Dallas back into the game. Then he had 4th and 1, and he doesn't wait long enough. The game should have been over. He doesn't let his linemen get set, so it's a false start. They have to punt, give the ball back to Dallas, hold on like they did. Man. So both teams basically wanted to lose, and Dallas got the last laugh and lost. Now, it's kind of funny. I don't really know what to think about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's he's a serviceable NFL quarterback, and those are worth quite a bit, because really there's probably only about 15 to 20 quarterbacks that can play in the NFL, and only about 10 that are actually good, and so then 5 that are like ultra good. So if you have a serviceable quarterback, it is what it is. If he goes to the NFL free agents market, he'll get some money, just like Kirk Cousins got money, right, out of Washington. And you see how great he's done at good old Minnesota. I don't really think they've done anything that great since he's been there. They've been pretty mediocre. And they had to fire their coach and their GM this year because they've just been mediocre, even though they paid super money for the good old Kirk Cousins, who came in and did nothing for the franchise. I think the Detroit Lions did the same thing when they gave Matthew Stafford that gigantic paycheck. It basically doomed the franchise because you don't have money to spend on other players, skilled players. And there you go. You have your quarterbacks getting $30 to $40 million a year. That just sucks the salary cap out of your team. It's just foolishness. You can't do it that way. You really can't. But that's another topic. So, the wild card weekend is passed. Now let's look forward to the divisional round of games. Saturday starts off, doubleheader, Tennessee at Cincinnati. I totally got to go with Cincinnati on this. Sorry, not Cincinnati on this one. Totally going with Tennessee. For one thing, they're getting Derrick Henry back. He's been out since week 8, I think 7 or 8, and still Tennessee maintained the number 1 seed. It seems like people have fallen so much in love with Kansas City and Buffalo. Don't forget, they're not the number 1 seed for a reason. Tennessee is. Now, I'm not guaranteeing Tennessee's going to win the whole shebang and make it to the Super Bowl, but Tennessee's a good team. And now that you add Derrick Henry back, the threat of him really changes the Cincinnati defense. They have to play so much more for the run. They have to respect the run, so that makes Tannehill's play action so much better, and Tannehill holding onto the ball so much more effective too. So really, Derrick Henry, he's an MVP candidate. He would be an MVP candidate this year if he didn't, get hurt. And he was last year as well. So him coming back, I'm not expecting him to be like a 25 to 30 carry guy, no. But he's going to be in there in some big situations, and he's going to get those 3rd and 1s just because he's so big. He's going to fall forward and get those critical first downs. So I'm taking Cincinnati to win this because, again, they have experience. They've had deep playoff runs the last couple years. Cincinnati, they just had their first playoff win. Kudos to them, 31 years. It's been since their last win. But on the road against number 1 seed, Tennessee, who's had a week off, put your money on Tennessee. Probably like a 25 to 12 or 13 game, something like that. They'll win by double digits. That's my thought. Night game. Green Bay, number 1 seed, hosts San Francisco. San Francisco and Green Bay's weather are quite different. And it's not in a dome, if you are unfamiliar. Lambeau Field's out in the elements. And Lambeau Field is on the cold side of Lake Michigan. They're calling for Lambeau Field to have highs in the teens. This game's the night game. So I'm expecting highs to be about 10 degrees when the kickoff happens. I would expect wind chills to be below 0. And that's at the start of the game. San Francisco is not used to the cold. I totally think this is a huge advantage for Green Bay. They've been playing in the cold since November. Huge advantage. Not only that, I think you got, again, the rest, the bye week. Aaron Rodgers is a high efficiency offense. Devontae Adams, I think they're going to be able to find openings. And Green Bay is getting 2 of their star defenders back for the playoff run as well. So my money would be on Green Bay. I would pick like a 35 to 10 score in that game. Now, Sunday's games. Tampa Bay hosts good old LA. LA. And I'm, again, going to take the home team, Tampa Bay. I'm just not sold on Matthew Stafford going out and playing a flawless game, which is what they're going to have against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady, the GOAT. I don't see the LA Rams able to play as defensive style like the New Orleans Saints do, where New Orleans knows how to get Tom Brady. They pick him off quite a bit. And I just don't see that with the LA Rams. I think this is going to be a more high-scoring game, but Tom Brady knows how to win these games, and I've watched enough Matthew Stafford when he was with the Lions that he will make the one mistake. He will make that mistake that keeps him from being a top 8, 9 quarterback, whatever, right? He's a great quarterback, but he's not the upper echelon like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, So I'm just thinking that Stafford is going to make a mistake, and Tampa Bay is going to win something like 30 to 27, something in that range. We'll see. I think that's going to be the most exciting game of the weekend. And then Sunday night, you have Buffalo versus Kansas City. Maybe this is going to be the most exciting because on paper, this game looks outstanding. Lots of drama in here again. who's going to win. Both teams are playing exceptionally well. Both offenses are going great. Both defenses are going great. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting game. Who do you think's going to win this? If I have to pick, which this is just my little pick show, I'm actually going to pick Buffalo to win the game. I think that Allen is going to make a play or two with his feet. He's got just a rifle of an arm, and I just think they're going to make enough plays. They're going to squeak out a game, again, probably like 3 points, 4 points for the win, something in the range of 35, 32, something crazy like that. High-scoring game, even though both these teams have good defenses, both offenses are just so explosive. And it's going to be a great game. I look forward to seeing how that one goes. So there are my 4 picks. Going to go all the higher seeds, except I'm taking Buffalo to go into Arrowhead and beat Kansas City. So what do you guys think? Any thoughts from Wild Card Weekend? Do you like the extra playoff game, or just get rid of it, go back to the old format? Who do you think for divisional rounds? On the record, I'm taking Tennessee, Green Bay, no shocks there, taking Tampa Bay, and taking Buffalo. So I'm expecting ones and twos, and Buffalo as a 3 in the conference championships games. Sorry. Little stumbly there. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. And again, thanks for watching. Until I see you guys next time, as always, go Blue!